Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. My salutations to the Sadguru, the enlightened Master, who bestows upon us the highest wisdom of Atmagnana, self-realization that liberates us from all bondage and suffering. My pranams to all. Today is day 12. Let us, let us continue our contemplation on the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. We are now at chapter 9. Chapter 9 is called Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya Yoga. Raja Vidya. Vidya is, in this case, Vidya is usually known as knowledge. The Vidya that is spoken about here is Paravidya. So there are two Vidyas, Paravidya, Aparavidya. Aparavidya is called lower level knowledge. All our subjects, maths, physics, language, science, or language, music, art, all the subjects of the world that deal with matter, that deal with the outside world is called Aparavidya. Then there is Paravidya, the knowledge of the beyond. Para means beyond matter, which is consciousness. The knowledge of consciousness behind this matter is called as Paravidya. And this Paravidya is Rajavidya, royal knowledge. Why is it royal knowledge? Because it's the most superior knowledge and it's the final. So the one knowing this Paravidya, there is no more to know after this. Meaning knowing consciousness is the final stage, Raja Vidya. It's also called as Raja Guhya Yoga. Raja Guhya means secret. It is a secret, and Sri Krishna starts off the chapter by saying, this teaching that I am giving you now is a royal teaching and it's a royal secret. It's not revealed, it's not taught to everybody. As I mentioned earlier, from chapter 7 on, and first 6 chapters are about Tvam. From chapter 7 it's about Tat. Sri Krishna has taken the standpoint of Ishvara, the Lord, and is speaking as Bhagavan, about Bhagavan. The teaching given by Bhagavan about himself is called Raja Vidya, and this teaching is also secret because what is the teaching? That same consciousness is operating through all. The only reality is that pure consciousness. There is nothing else. Matter is a illusion. This is a secret because without the right framework or the right method of teaching, it can be misunderstood or it can lead to more confusion and disturbance. So that is why whenever the teaching is given of the highest, which is Atmagnana, the disciple is required to be at a certain stage of maturity. Otherwise, it will be like teaching quantum physics to somebody in the kindergarten. It doesn't make any sense. So you have to have a certain qualification, a certain spiritual qualification, a certain opening, a certain seeking to be able to take this knowledge. The knowledge, the teaching is very simple, Tattvamasi. So it's like this. There is a person in poverty, a beggar, but he is actually the heir of a billionaire. And the billionaire is searching for his son, and finally they find his lost son, and it turns out to be this beggar. And because of his life, the beggar, the traumas in life, he's a disturbed person. You suddenly, if you tell him that you are the heir of this empire and you have billions of money, $1 billion, he might not be able to handle it. Gradually, he must be taken out of his environment, build strength, become free from his patterns of poverty to move to abundance. Then, when he's given the empire and wealth, he's able to appreciate it, handle it, and grow it. Otherwise, he might squander it. So, we know about a lot of people who win the lottery and who become overnight millionaires easily lose the money because they have not understood how money works. They don't know how to keep money. They spend it and it's lost. The way it came easily, it easily goes away. So the Raja Vidya is kept Raja Guhya because it must not be lost. It must not be misunderstood. It is given at the right time by the right person, which is the enlightened master. So in this case, Sri Krishna is revealing the Raja Vidya, the Raja Guhya to Arjuna. Sri Krishna goes on to tell again, I told you as Ishvara, to make statements in this chapter about how people think that Sri Krishna is a physical body because of that delusion. But he says, I'm actually the unmanifest consciousness. I have a lower nature, I have a manifest aspect, but I also have a formless and unmanifest aspect, which is my true nature. My true nature is unmanifest, formless, infinity, pure consciousness and pure awareness, and Shanti. That's why it says Shantakaram. The form of the Lord is Param Shanti. Deepest silence is God Himself. In deep silence of the mind, what remains is God, and the deep silence itself is God. So Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to say, a pure mind, a silent mind, is nothing but God Himself. So Sri Krishna tells that people think I am this body, but I am not. They are not able to understand the one that is operating through this body. The same thing happens with the various enlightened masters, gurus, and saints. So people see the body of the Buddha and they think, oh, he's also ordinary like us. He gets the disease, if he falls down, he bleeds. But it's not true. Although his body is of this realm, his consciousness is in the supreme consciousness, and there is no individual there. So our journey is to understand this reality of the other, of the master, of the avatar, and then apply to ourselves. We are also not the body. You are not the body. You are also consciousness. To see that first in the other, so that you are able to see it in your own self. Sri Krishna goes on to tell what is the journey. The easiest journey to reach Bhagwan is bhakti. Devotion comes easily to people. With devotion, they are able to appreciate and glorify the higher. And when you appreciate the higher, your mind naturally moves to the higher. Your mind moves to what it respects and loves. So when the object of respect and love is the supreme reality, Bhagwan, then it is easier to understand Bhagwan. He goes on to tell, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. One who thinks about me, Ananyas chinta, constantly thinks about me, I will personally take care of all their needs. This is one of the promises Sri Krishna makes as Bhagwan. The one who thinks about Bhagwan, one who thinks about the Lord with devotion and continuously, their life will be taken care of. Otherwise, we spend our entire life in the struggle of survival. Surrender the responsibility of your survival to Bhagwan and grow the devotion in you and grow the divine actions in your life. This is the message of Sri Krishna in chapter number 9. He goes on to tell, to impress me, you don't have to do much. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Patram, leaf, pushpam, flower, water, some water, toyam. Whatever my devotee offers with devotion, the simplest of the thing, not like you have to offer gold ornaments and something very grand. The Bhagavan is like a child. To impress him, just a little bit is required, and ultimately offer your ego. What we offer is taken from somewhere else. The It's like taking from the existence and giving it to Bhagavan. Water, plants, flower, everything belongs to Bhagavan. It's like you taking it from him and giving back to him. Give something that is of yours, and the only thing that is of yours is your ignorance, your arrogance, your delusion. Offer that to Bhagavan and become free. He finally goes on to ends the chapter by saying, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Those who are devoted to me, those who prostrate to me, those who surrender to me will definitely be free from karmic impressions, their suffering, and the cycle of birth and rebirth. These are the promises, assurances, and teaching that Sri Krishna gives in Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya Yoga. The Guhya part is because he is speaking about himself. Bhagwan is speaking about Bhagwan. And to appreciate and understand this, you must have a divine heart, an open heart. And you must look beyond the form. You must be able to appreciate the consciousness aspect of Bhagwan. And the same realization comes to you that I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am also that pure consciousness. And everything in the world that I see is not what I see, it is pure consciousness in different forms. The formless takes various forms, just like gold takes various forms of a necklace, of a bangle, of a earring. Bhagwan takes various forms of various living beings, living and non-living things. This is the overview of chapter 9. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om